Just go ahead and adjust some things. We got one more minute here, and then we'll go ahead and get started. If you guys are speaking and I didn't call your name, it's because I didn't hear you. So I only so far heard Mr. Best and Mr. Powell, and I heard Ms. Williams earlier, so I know for sure I can hear her. So if not, go ahead and call in. Let me get that number for you.
Hi, this is Danielle. I wasn't sure if you were able to hear me, but I think I fixed it.
Okay, good. Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, great.
All right, perfect. All right, so that should be everybody. All right, good. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Again, my name is Dr. Alexander. I am the founder and CEO of Emmanuel Preparatory. This is definitely a long time coming. You guys have got my emails earlier. So this is a Christian school. We're going to go ahead and get started with a prayer. All right. All right, so dear Heavenly Father, we are brought here today to discover a new world with our faith and education that includes you. And this is brought before you and, of course, from you. And it's guided in your will. Emmanuel has been built and preyed upon and a success because of your kingdom, so that your children have a safe place to shine for you. In this hour, I ask through the help of our speakers, through your grace, you give blessings abundantly, that all may see your wonders. May our parents and faculty and students be lifted in this new year and see who you are as Abba, Father. And may each breath that from you be lifted in these words we speak, brought by the courage and shown the nature of who we are as a school, and shine only you through our words. In Hebrews 11:1, you say that now faith is the substance of all things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. And in 11:6 it says, but without faith it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to God must believe that he is, and that he is in the rewarder of them that diligently seek him. And just as the words of our school's present shows, in humility and honor, in faith to the word will never go null and void. So in this, we thank you for seeing us through these times in your majestic ways. We pray these things in Jesus, Lord, our name. Amen. So before we begin, I just wanted to make sure that we have one official announcement. There is a spring class for Biblical Hebrew, and it is a kickoff in April 12th. It is a 1-month class, and that's for everyone. It's open to the public. And any child that you feel is competent and ready to learn a language, the class is a pilot for a program, for a possible late summer program. And anyone interested, you can email info@ImmanuelPrep.com. It is a free course. And I would take advantage of it as long as possible. It is available. So if you want to take advantage of that, that is one of our programs that we use for the class, biblical class, all year long. So the first person that I want to introduce you guys to before I give information about Immanuel Prep is going to be Mr. Sorry, just finished speaking with you just now too, Mr. Best. I'm sorry. I'm just going to introduce you before I introduce information about the school, Mr. Best, because I feel like you have a lot of information about background of education that I feel is really needed to be spoken about. So I'm going to go ahead and let you talk for a bit.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Alexander, and Hello again to everyone attending this afternoon. First, kudos to Dr. Alexander on uh, the launching of the Immanuel Preparatory School. This is a most needed um, opportunity for our youth, not only in the Atlanta area, but throughout the country. And when Dr. Alexander first invited me to join this discussion, to just give you some background. I work in a number of different areas, workforce development primarily currently, but I've worked in higher education for a number of historically black colleges as well as other majority institutions, and but working in the workforce development space, you know, I interact with quite a few um, corporations and industry partners around the country, both uh, higher level opportunities, whether it be accounting or information technology or uh, the traditional trade programs, apprenticeships, as well as training programs that can support uh, young people in finding career paths. So, Emmanuel Prep is certainly a foundation for young people to give them both the social and emotional preparation in addition to their academic preparation to be prepared for these global, and they are global opportunities. I interface with many companies around the country. Some are out of the country, and what I hear repeatedly is that they're looking for a new dynamic or new group of talent coming into their organizations. Those who are both adaptable, willing to learn, who have the curiosity necessary to propel them to the next level and to be prepared for the uh, competitive opportunities as well as the markets that exist. So I'd like to encourage the parents and anyone engaged with Emmanuel Prep to really take advantage of those experiences and have their young people, their children, immersed in the programs and preparation. I was interested to hear Dr. Alexander mention I think it was class in Hebrew and something else. I was trying to jot it down while she was speaking, but being prepared to interact in a international environment is so critical today because youth don't operate in a confined spectrum of their local communities. They're operating and they're meeting people across the world, and having them to be able to navigate and understand other cultures. That's very important. So I stand as a someone who is an advocate for education, someone who believes in workforce opportunities, and just salute Emmanuel Preparatory School in their mission and the impact that I know they're going to make on that community there. So thank you, Dr. Alexander, for allowing me to be part of your the beginning of this journey, which I know is going to continue to grow.
Thank you. I really appreciate you coming as well. Um, I when I heard about your background in education, I really appreciated the fact that you would come and speak with us. So I do appreciate the kind words that you have to say. Um, but what I wanted to go over before we do a little bit of information with our other speakers is just a little bit of me and the reason why we opened Emmanuel Preparatory. So who are the Emmanuel Prep Majestic Lions? We're parents just like you. When we started to think about the school, we thought about the fact that there was a crisis. We had our children in these schools. The teachers completely did not know what to do. They were in disarray. They decided to use the same techniques using in the classroom and tried to use it virtually. Well, we all know that being in a classroom and virtual environment are two different things. Luckily, I had my own personal experience virtually with my son. He had been virtually doing his own online teaching for a whole year prior to that. He had skipped a grade, and that kind of put him way ahead of the game virtually before the crisis happened with COVID. And so I had other parents coming to me for help. So I started helping other parents with their kids. I started teaching them from home, asking me questions, and kid after kid after kid, we just started, building this online virtual thing. And to put story short, we kind of wanted to say, hey, let's make this official. Why don't we just make this school? So we started during the crisis. And then some of the parents, they were kids from globally from Puerto Rico. Their parents actually were teachers as well. They started explaining to me that their salaries were really low. They're not like here in Puerto Rico. Their salaries are somewhere between $7,000 to $22,000, $21,000 a year, and that's if you have a private school teaching in the master's degree. At a master's degree, they're only making $21,000 a year, and that's unfortunate. Especially being a part of the United States. Technically, that our government is their government. They're doing nothing for them. So we decided to create the Emmanuel Foundation Global Project. So alongside Emmanuel Preparatory, our teachers are actually Puerto Rican teachers. So that's where our bilingual program came. Because we were just doing Spanish anyway. We were doing the bilingual program anyway. It became something that was more to do with education, but it also helped globally. We also are in support of the development of the bilingualism for the delay and memory of disorders such as Alzheimer's and dementia, because if you have two different types of learning patterns, you also have the help of your brain not having to use it all the time. So your brain actually supports not having to delay that into the future for your 4-year span. So there's so much research that goes into that information, and we collect the funds for that. And they're doing so much, it was on the news recently as well. So we have so much support around bilingualism that Immanuel Prep is not just for education. Even though we are a school that actually cares about more than just education. We care about our kids, and that's what we stand for. These are things that you do need to know. We are fully operational private school. Some people ask, well, why are you so expensive? well, isn't a private school expensive? We're not a tutoring program. Even though we're at home, we are completely full running private school. We pay our teachers. They are bilingual, so they do get paid more. Private school education is completely not cheap, and actually we are, if you look up the comparison between our program and other online private schools, we're actually the lowest. We do provide grants when they are available, and as far as the grants for the gifted program, it is included with the gifted program. So as long as it's available, we are on board. You can apply for it. Financial aid, subsidiary, we have available for you to apply for. For our parent side, we do have available for you. Our bilingual program is both Spanish and Biblical Hebrew, and it is for all ages between pre-K to 12th grade. The work is Christian and biblical-based with scripture-focused methods. That means that it doesn't matter if it's science, it doesn't matter if it's social studies, it does have scriptures in every single aspect of our learning. We are an open door policy. My background and doctorate is in Christian counseling. I don't care if my kids feel like they cannot go to their parents. I am an open door policy for them to talk to. My world is completely to care for my children. That's it. That's all I care about is the kids. And as long as they're mentally and emotionally equipped, that is what this school is for. And that's a little bit about the school. John Hopkins Gifted Program is a completely different program than Immanuel Gifted Program. They're two totally separate entities. But if you are in Immanuel Gifted Program, we will apply you for John Hopkins Gifted Program. And that's if you do, as a parent, do agree to it. We do have clubs online, and of course it's because we don't want the kids to just wander off. We want them to have a little bit of fun. And that includes stuff like brownies and, you know, things like that. So we try our best to include things. Anyone that's interested in PTA, please email info@ImmanuelPrep.com. That is open. I will keep that completely open all the way to the beginning of, I believe it's the end of September. I'll close that off the end of September. Our teachers work on a daily communication app. It is through School Cues, and our School Cues provider, Dr. S., will be speaking about that today. There will be new resources that will be updated on the website, so please subscribe to the website. If you don't know the website, it is ImmanuelPrep.com. That's ImmanuelPrep.com. Okay? That should be it for me. Now, what I'm going to do, because Dr. S does have somewhere to be, I'm going to let him go first as one of our speakers, okay? Sorry, let me stop my share screening. I can get it to stop. Dr. S, are you with me?
I'm here, Anthonisha. Good afternoon, everyone.
All right, perfect.
This you may have to lead me through this because this platform is new to me, so you're going to see me fumbling around till I get to share screen. Let me figure out what do I do to share my screen.
I think I have to fix it. Give me 1 second.
Because as you know, we're all living on Zoom these days, so this is a new platform. I'm slightly technologically challenged.
I think because I was in it, it wouldn't let you. Give me 1 second.
And initially, I wasn't sure if I was the only one on video until I saw this lovely lady next to me on her screen. So at least there are two of us on video now. So good.
I wanted to be, but my video wouldn't work. I think I messed it up earlier.
Okay. For those of you who cannot see me, I'm tall, dark, and handsome, exactly like Robert Redford.
Can you see your share button, or do I have to do it again?
Let me see. Preferences. No, it's not preferences.
No, it wouldn't be in preferences. I probably have to do it again. Give me 1 second.
Active speaker view, gallery view. Yeah. Will you be giving me permissions to share?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here you go. There you go. You got it?
Lovely. Yeah.
All right.
So I'll keep it short and sweet and simple for the people on the call. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. S. I'm the president of School Cues. Let me share my screen. Can you see my screen? Can everyone see my screen?
I cannot see anything.
Not yet.
Not yet. So it says I'm the host. Oh, okay. Share. Okay. Sharing. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Yes.
Lovely. So we are in business. So we are an all-in-one paperless school administration system. We primarily work with small schools, ultra small schools, anywhere from 10 students to about 300, 350 students. That's a sweet spot. We seem to be the ideal solution for the non-ideal times that we are living in. And I'm the chief listening officer for the company. I'm also the founder of the company. We have been in the market for the last 10 years. This is our 11th year. And we are primarily in the US and in Canada. And we have a few schools. We're growing rapidly. We have schools in Africa, in the Middle East, in Asia Pacific. So it's been last 3 years have been our years of torrid growth. So whatever we seem to be doing seems to be resonating with small schools. So we simplify school management on a budget for small schools. That's what we have been doing for the last 10 years. It's been 10 years since it's taken us 10 years to come here, but honestly, it's going to take us another 10 years to where we really need to be because there's so much of work that's left to be done in this space. So our platform is built based on the primary hypothesis of communication and parental engagement, which determines parental loyalty and school success. Every school that comes to us starts with this as a fundamental challenge or opportunity that leads to several other areas of challenges or opportunities for the school and for us. So what we offer is a parent portal, which is becoming ubiquitous as all-in-one repository. So both the school and the parent, they want a one-stop shop to manage all the interactions, because once a student is enrolled in the school, the parents really don't care about your website in a good way, because these are busy parents and they want to receive content through multiple means, which is where we are innovating. Some of the emerging trends we are addressing is mobile payments, audio-video communications, paperless admissions and enrollment for larger schools who have been there for a longer period of time, alumni management. We don't have any long-term vendor contracts. And the single biggest trend we are addressing is that content is being primarily accessed on mobile devices. So that's what we do. I just want to pause to see if you have any questions. Okay. So this is what we offer. We are an all-in-one solution for the paperless world. we have these core modules. A couple of them are being released for the new school year. A lot of anticipation and excitement for our alumni management and donations. Every school that we have as a customer today, I would say 95% of schools have been asking for donations. We're integrating donations as well. All transactions can be completed in less than 3 minutes for the parent from start to finish. That's our goal, that's our vision, and that's our mission. So here's what we offer today. These are the modules. We have a communications module which has so many different sub-modules to allow you to manage all your outbound communication from the school to the parent. Your newsletters, announcements, classroom updates, text messages, and reminders and notifications, anything that needs to go from the school to the parent. Then we have our engagement modules where parents can electronically respond to specific activities like scheduling a parent-teacher conference, doing an RSVP for events, for sign-up for activities, volunteer activities, potlucks, community meetings, or filling out a permission form electronically, tardy form, absentee form, goal slips, activity form. All this can be done using a mobile app or from the web itself, web portal. We have a comprehensive student information system to allow the school to manage all the data records, the contact list management, emergency contacts, authorizations, picture video permissions, immunization records, health records, etc. We also offer online payments to manage your tuition, one-time payment, subscriptions, and then a credit card, ACH, cash, check, etc. We offer admissions and enrollment to allow a school to process their prospective pipeline, move them along to a wait list to a contract, build your forms electronically, and then build an enrollment package paperless, send it to the parents can sign and submit. We offer gradebook, pretty standard, and then we're introducing alumni management. So any questions on the modules?
Your LMS system, are you primarily working with the K-12 schools, or do you also work with post-secondary institutions?
No, first of all, we are not an LMS system.
Okay.
Number one. Number two, we are primarily, interesting question that you asked, we are primarily in the K-12 space, though we are having inquiries more and more from all kinds of schools, including vocational schools. In fact, this morning, we were onboarding a few schools, and there was this gentleman who was running a electric company, electric service provider. He wanted to use our platform for sending outbound communications to his customers. So I said, all power to you, because his wife is the head of the PTA for their school, a fairly large school, over 250 kids in Athens, Georgia. And so he has seen his wife use the platform as a PTA head, and he wanted to use it for his own business for sending outbound communications. We have very powerful communications module. So long answer short, we are primarily in the K-12, but we are in the non-traditional schools as well. But we're not LMS. We are going there. We still have a few years to get to that because we have bigger fish to fry between now and then.
Thank you so much.
Sure. We offer a couple of mobile apps, one for the administrator and one for the parent. The parent can access everything on their phone, most of the thing, not every module. Some modules have to be done from the web, like your contracts. You're introducing mobile payments. So a calendar, incident reports, attendance, everything can be seen on the app and on the parent portal, and the parents will receive emails as well. The only thing we don't do is go and knock on the doors of the parents. Short of that, we do everything else. So the app gives an overview of everything that's happening. It provides on-the-go updates. It sends out notifications. It essentially acts as a bridge between the school and the parent to drive engagement. So here are just some of the schools who we work with. We have over 150,000 users in the system, and you can calculate how many schools. Every school is anywhere from 15 students to about 300 students. So you can do the math. And it's been a phenomenal ride for us. We are also the first company that introduced the COVID screening app in the market. COVID came in, now we are almost towards the end of the COVID, hopefully. So schools can set up custom forms to screen the students and your staff. They can fill out the application or the form every day, whenever, and you can admit or not admit, you can track reports, etc. And we are already hitting over 30,000 submissions per day on our COVID app. Our student information system is one of the easiest. Student information systems are pricey. So one of the things that this is actually a good connection point to what Anthonisha said in the beginning. Our whole strategy and our mission was to build a system not for the classes, but for the masses. So these kind of systems are very expensive. And right from day one, our charter was to help small schools succeed. So we have a system, systems like ours would be 10 times the price that we are selling it for. So we want every small school to succeed. And so we have so many schools using it. In fact, this period, last 6 months, we had about 43 small schools and startup schools who have signed up with us in the last 6 months. This market is growing and everybody has a need, and we are trying to solve it by keeping it simple. We take the 80-20 rule. What 20% can we offer that's applicable to 80% of schools, and most importantly, keeping it simple, powerful, and easy to set up and use. For the admissions, the administrator can manage the prospect pipeline. You can submit your inquiry online. It generates a pre-enrollment form, and then the administrator can create all the online forms, do the contracts, and the parents can sign the contracts electronically and be enrolled in the school. The school can also do re-enrollment, and all the data stays in the system. We have a process like these where the online inquiry generates an acceptance, approve or reject, and the school can follow up with the parent, scheduling appointments, campus tours, etc. And then they create the contract, send the contract, parent signs off, admissions is complete. And then the school can also send newsletters, announcements, time-sensitive and urgent communications via video and audio, all from our platform. We offer a comprehensive online payment system where it'll help the administrator manage all the tuition payments, one-time payment, subscription payments, recurring payments. There's no cost to schools, and there's just transaction fee either the school can cover or the parents can cover. And the parents can generate tax statements, and they have all kinds of reports for the administrator. This call works like clockwork for me at 3 o'clock my time every day. Here's this guy who's a telemarketer, and he's relentless. So every day at 3 o'clock my time it rings. No matter how many blocks I do, he always figures out a different number to call me at. So the mobile payments are coming in for the new school year, so parents can make payments straight from the phone. So that's our system, and we are excited to be working with Anthonisha and team as part of your journey. This is my contact information, and we have a strong support team and a development team. We are headquartered in Phoenix, Arizona, with our development team in Irvine, California. So if you have any questions, we are here to help you. Thank you, Anthonisha.
Thank you, Dr.
Yeah, please.
All right.
I have one question.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
The question I have is, everything you said sounds great, and I'm concerned in this era of data breaches and whatnot. How secure is the system?
So, good question. That's a question you should ask. And Anthonisha, I don't know if you asked me that question 6 months ago, but I'll be happy to answer. And first of all the details are there in the terms and conditions. We are as secure as any other platform in today's age. We are all hosted in the cloud. We use AWS with our secure socket layer SSL security with encryption. And we have the latest technologies to give protection. Like last week, we signed up a school with about 350 kids. And they asked this question. And I said, our system is as secure as a Bank of America account. Now, having said that, can Bank of America be hacked? Absolutely, yes. Now, the advantage for our system is, I don't know why a hacker would spend the time to hack our system. We don't have millions of users. I don't believe we'll ever have millions of users. It's a waste of time for them to hack a school management system, number one. Number two, everything is, we have layers and layers of security. So if there's even one DNS spike, the system will automatically be shut off through Cloudflare. So Cloudflare is one of the most modern technologies. Most high-end platforms with data, they have Cloudflare today. So you must have heard of them. So Airbnb uses Cloudflare. Uber uses Cloudflare. So we have those protections and standard protections and more, especially because it's a school management system. And also from a payment standpoint, we don't track anything. So we don't keep any records. Your credit card information, nothing is stored here. So if somebody hacks into a system, they're not going to get any information about your bank, and everything goes through Stripe. We use Stripe, and Stripe offers all the 256-bit encryption and protection for payment transactions. A good question, though. I'm glad you asked about security in today's world. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you so much.
Sure.
All right. All right. Thank you so much, Dr. S.
My pleasure, Anthonisha. Thank you for the opportunity.
No problem. And you said that you had to leave early. You can go ahead, and I'll go ahead and let everyone else speak now. And
Sure.
I hope your daughter feels better.
Thank you. It's just a regular appointment for her, so thank you so much. And I wish you well, and good luck to all of you. I'm looking forward to meeting you.
All righty. All right. Next we have Janelle Williams. She is the founder of Writopia Labs, and she's going to be letting us know the benefits of being an Emmanuel Preparatory Scholar with a wonderful opportunity. Go ahead, Ms. Williams.
Thank you so much, Anthonisha. I am the Associate Director of Programs and Outreach at a nonprofit called Writopia Lab. And our mission is to foster joy, literacy, and critical thinking skills in youth through creative writing workshops. I wish I founded Writopia, but I am actually not the founder. It was founded in 2007 by Rebecca Wallace-Legal, who's our executive director.
Okay.
But I am doing some outreach, and I thought Immanuel Prep was in Atlanta, but I'm hearing that you're sort of anywhere because you're completely online. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Which is really neat. But I found Immanuel Prep from looking at places now that we're opening a Writopia Lab in Atlanta, trying to reach out to the community. But with that being said, we also have a fully online presence, and then we have different regions across the nation. So we have a creative writing lab opening coming soon to Atlanta, COVID permitting. And then we were founded in New York City. We also have a location in Brooklyn, in Westchester, right outside of New York City, a couple of locations in California, one in San Francisco, and the other one in LA. We have a DC region, we have a Chicago lab. So we're kind of all over the place, which is cool because I know that so many of you are coming from different places. But just to tell you a little bit about what Writopia is, we really use creative writing workshops to build the foundations needed for writing, whether that's essay writing or just writing an email, all of the writing that students, young people will need eventually throughout their lives. And we do that through games and exercises. So we have a lot of different games that help with everything from sentence structure to character development, to understanding and using plot, to vocabulary, grammar. And so at Writopia, I think if you were to come into a workshop, which I wish that I could invite you into one, and actually for your young writers, or if you have students or children who are interested in joining a workshop, we do offer trial workshops where they can join for a day and see how they like it. But if you were to come into one of our workshops, you would probably think that we simply reach out to kids who love writing. And while we do have a lot of young people who just love writing and this is what they searched for Writopia. This is their place. We're their people. I would say that that's definitely not how a lot of young people come to us. You know, writing can be difficult, and I think that a lot of young people cannot have necessarily the confidence, or they feel like they're not good at it, so why write? Or they just they feel like it's so tied in with school for them that it doesn't create the joy that they're looking for. And that is the reason why we use creative writing as a foundation, because it really allows them to create a relationship with writing, which is so important for them to go on and use that tool effectively, right? And so that's the reason why joy, and we use games and exercises to build their writing skills. With that being said, there's a lot of different sort of workshops that we offer. So we offer just our creative writing workshops, which is kind of our most standard workshop. And then we have essay writing workshops, novel writing, screenwriting, playwriting. The list goes on. We even offer like Dungeons and Dragons. Anything that's like tied to writing, we most likely offer it. And so I would love to hear if anyone has any young people who are interested in writing, or who you think they're in need of some sort of writing support. Definitely reach out, and I'm sure that we have something in their lane or something that would get them excited about it. We offer mainly our workshops. We do go into schools, right? So we go into schools sometimes and we offer workshops in their after-school programming, or we go in and we help English teachers with their classes. Sometimes we do like a 10-week period of time where we go into the English class and help them with their creative writing and run some games and exercises with them. But we also offer after-school workshops, and so those are generally weekly workshops on the same day every week. And writers come for an hour and a half, and they have fun, they write, they share their work, they get feedback from their instructor and from their peers. And these workshops are generally fairly small, generally around 7 or less. 7 is pretty much on the larger end of a workshop for us. We do have a tuition, but we are also on sliding scale, no questions asked. So within our sliding scale, you can just choose whichever tier is most financially viable for your family. And then if you need additional financial support from there, we do offer full scholarships. And so you would just need to apply with our financial aid. We really pride ourselves on making sure that we can work with any writer who wants to come to Writopia. So if you reach out to Writopia and you're like, I can't really make this work financially, we find a way to make it work. We pride ourselves on not turning away writers who really want to come, or families who want their child to be a part of Writopia. I want to make sure now that I put
and I just wanted to mention too that I did want to say that I did have a plan that in the future, if things were to progress the way that I wanted it to do with the school, I wanted to have grants put aside to partnering with Writopia towards making sure that the kids also have a partnership with Writopia in that aspect. So not to say that, it's just a general just sliding scale happening on that. I do have plans to make sure that things of that nature does happen. I wanted to put my best effort forward to make sure that Writopia and Immanuel Preparatory does go somewhere with a partnership with that.
Well, we would love that. And one thing that we also do with schools sometimes when the funds aren't necessarily there yet is if you are working on writing a grant, or you're like, I want Writopia to come in, but we don't really have the resources, then we sometimes will work with you to write a grant. We'll look for grants that specifically work for your school. So we've done that before, and that's something that we're always open to.
Yeah.
We also do summer workshops. I don't know what your summer curriculum is like, but we also offer summer programming, and we also offer a sleepaway camp, which is in the Poconos, which I know that might be far travel for some of you, but it's a really fun time, and I think that it's a really like moving time. Our summer programming is definitely some of our bigger programming, and then we offer a lot of different ways for young people to get their writing out into the world and really build that sense of that feeling that they are a writer, that they can refer to themselves in that way. And I think that that's, in addition to the joy in writing and, you know, playing the games and sharing their work out loud with their peers, it's so important for them to feel like they're actually a part of a literary space, like a literary community. And that's one thing that I think we do really well with offering. So we have an online literary journal where they can publish their work, but we also regularly publish different anthologies for them to submit to. So we've had a COVID anthology where a lot of young people were working on pieces about how they feel during this time and what they're going through, and whether that's poetry or memoir or whatever way in which they're processing it, they would submit to that anthology, and then they get this book in the mail, right, where it actually has their words in it. So that's exciting for them. Right now, we are in the process of putting together our annual Worldwide Plays Festival, and it's normally in person. We have had people travel for it, but it's normally an in-person production where we hire professional actors and directors to put on these short plays written by our writers. And so it's a really neat event because they get to write this play, and then they get to meet with the director and kind of tell them how they imagine the play running, and then they get to see professional actors take their work seriously. And I think us taking their work seriously is really one of those things that builds that confidence and makes them feel like they can write. And then they're able to take those resources and use them in school to write papers or to continue writing creatively. Or, like I was saying, just be comfortable writing an email when they get older, right? Because writing is such an important part of whatever field they go in. So that is the broad overview of Writopia.
Awesome.
Are there any additional questions? I'm going to put my email in the chat as well.
Does anyone have any questions for Ms. Williams? All right.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure speaking with you all.
No problem. Thank you so much for coming. All right. All right. So next I have here Mr. Powell, David Powell from Johns Hopkins University. He's here to tell us more about the gifted program option offered by Johns Hopkins. That we include ourselves in our school if the child qualifies as a gifted student through their testing. Go ahead, Mr. Powell.
I don't hear anything. I'm not sure if it's my end or what. I'm sorry.
Mr. Powell, can you hear us?
I can. Hello, can you hear me?
Oh, yes, we can hear you now.
So what I've been trying to do, for some reason with free conference call, it was freezing on my computer, so I tried to call it on my phone and have it there in here, so I don't know if it's even showing me on the computer anymore, but I'm using my phone to be able to communicate.
Oh, I can hear you on the phone. You can go ahead and try to do sharing on the phone. I don't know if it works.
Yeah, I was trying to re-log in, but I don't know why. It's like it's stuck. It's like I'm seeing it spin around as though like it's trying to connect to the call. So I truly apologize for that. I hate these moments with technology. So that's what I've been toggling to. But anyway, I will just share, I guess, in this context, I'm going to keep kind of thumbing with it. And if I can't get it to work, one good thing is I can send a link out. I just did a recording of our entire information presentation, and it's available now on YouTube. It's like 30 minutes that really just walks through who we are, our program offerings, what it takes to be a part of the CTY experience. So apologize that I'm seeming to having some technical errors on my computer front, but at least I'm glad that you all can hear me. Again, I'm David Powell, and I serve in the Office of Recruitment for Johns Hopkins Center for Talented Youth, and I'm so elated to be able to speak with you all at Immanuel Prep and the wonderful things that you're embarking on right now. Just to share a little bit about who we are, the Center for Talented Youth was founded over now 40 years ago, and we're basically an environment for students that have demonstrated ability to handle above grade level coursework to enroll in all sorts of academic areas. So just as of last year, we had about 28,000 students from across the world participate in one of our programs. We do some on-site programs through our summer program offerings. We do some virtual programs year-round through our online spectrum, and then we also have what we call family academic programs, which are done for both the parent and the student to be a part of the Johns Hopkins learning experience. But students, basically, in order to participate in our at least our summer and online programs, they have to qualify, and there are a couple different tests that you can qualify by taking. And I'll certainly, since I can't really show my presentation at the moment, I can send a link that will just share which tests allow you to qualify. In fact, we've just expanded the acceptable test offerings to include some tests that are a part of the gifted world, but that haven't traditionally been accepted in our test pool. We've done this because we know the pandemic has really kind of introduced a number of challenges in terms of being able to go to different testing locations and to submit scores. So we're trying to really meet families where they are and still be able to find the community of students that truly could benefit from our rigorous yet engaging curriculum. But to that end, the heart of who we are, we started as a result of the journey of a 13-year-old boy. He lived in Baltimore, Maryland, and at 13, he had excelled out of all the math courses that were offered in his school, and so his parents enrolled him in a computer science course, and it was here that he was introduced to our founder, Dr. Julian Stanley. And Dr. Stanley really began to mentor and work with him, and at 13, he had him take the SAT exam. And although the student, his name was Joe, didn't get every question right on the SAT, he did really well on the math portion of the test. And so Dr. Stanley wanted to bring about a community where young students who just had high learning abilities could come together, could explore subjects and coursework all across the spectrum, but they could do it sort of above grade level and have it taught to them at their own sense of age and ranking and maturity level. So we're really excited. We offer courses that span from robotics, sciences, all the way to HTML coding. We even have some of the traditional courses that you would see in school, like algebra and geometry. We have some exciting courses even that we do in the summer, dealing with subjects like social justice and politics. So really a number of courses. In fact, about 300 or so, I think it's like 315 the last I checked, in terms of total courses between all of our different experiences. And so we're really a great arm in terms of providing that academic enrichment. And then through our family academic programs, we provide, well, right now virtually, they're happening all in the virtual realm, but we provide a number of different tools. Sometimes we'll run out a museum and families can come and stay the night in museums and learn about a particular subject. Sometimes we do trips, and we do them all across the world, so they're not just in the greater Baltimore area where we happen to be located. But right now in the virtual space, we're doing things like teaching children how to cook. So your child can get some cooking lessons by signing up for things online. We have some that involve instructors that are working with notable authors and poets, and they're doing sort of some online workshops. And then we do something twice annually called the University Experience, where we really work with students to prepare them to think about college admissions, the college search process, and a number of schools that they could benefit from in terms of their educational goals. So a really great opportunity for students. The good thing is whenever you test and qualify for CTY, you maintain that qualification score until your 12th grade year. So some families apply to the talent search or join CTY and get involved right away with participating in some of our different courses and experiences, while others, they test, they qualify, and they say, you know what, I'm going to wait a little while, and that's okay because that score is still good. Other resources we have a parent Facebook group. We even have a bi-weekly podcast that we do, and not only does it explore the things that are happening at the Center for Talented Youth and on the campus of Hopkins University, but we explore just issues and critical happenings in the gifted world and education in general. So parents, if you're wondering how to deal with your child about things like anxiety and pressures and things like that, or even just how to be able to reach them in this time in the pandemic where they haven't been able to be as social and they haven't had the dynamics that they're used to having with maybe consistent face-to-face learning, we've been exploring a number of topics that range to the child's emotional and psychological needs as well. So very happy to share just a little bit about who we are. I will take some questions, and like I said, I'm going to send even the link since I've had these challenges with my computer. I'm going to send a link so you can see the entire presentation. We even do monthly information sessions, and so those information sessions are about 30 minutes long. We walk through a PowerPoint deck. We do them through Zoom, and we happen to have one tomorrow, and we have a couple that are coming up next week. So I can always shoot a link, and in fact, I will send a message that will contain a number of things as resources to be able to share with you. But nevertheless, very glad to be here today and just to share a little bit about the Johns Hopkins Center for Talented Youth. Open to some questions.
Anyone have any questions for?
How long are your sessions or your presentation sessions for a group? Is it like an hour, 90 minutes?
Good question. Yeah, they're generally about an hour, and it's with about 20 PowerPoint slides. We usually take about the first 30 minutes to really go through the slides and talk through who we are, even the makeup of the students in the program, and then we spend about 10, 15 minutes towards the end to answer questions openly. But they're no longer than an hour, and we have them a couple times per month.
I definitely want to connect. There's a group that I'm a part of, a mentoring group that we mentor about 70 young men between the 8th and 12th grade each month, and we do invite speakers to speak with. That's why I asked about the length of your presentation. So certainly I'll look for the link so that we can connect as well.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I would love to definitely connect. I mean, we provide, and we also have financial aid opportunities for students and for families. So we welcome the opportunity to talk about the types of students that are in our programs and how can we can become accessible for a number of your needs.
Thank you.
All right, connections, love it. All right, and so thank you so much. And so the last person that we have speaking today is Ms. Hobson. She is an ACT. She's also done SAT, but she's an ACT coach for ImmanuelPrep. She also has a business outside. So I'm going to go ahead and invite her to speak with us today.
Hi, Dr. Alexander. Thank you for bringing me today, inviting me. I too am having technical issues. For some reason, my camera keeps freezing, so hopefully it won't freeze while I present. So please bear with me. I'm also not very familiar with this platform, so if you can allow me to share my slides. Do I just go, how do I get on? I do apologize for this. I'm familiar with Google Meet. I'm not even a Zoom girl, so my apologies.
It's okay.
Okay, so where do I go to share my screen? Okay.
It should be, are you on the phone or the computer?
I'm on my computer.
Okay, so it should be at the bottom next to the invite word.
Okay.
See that?
Next. No, I'm just getting a memo that says nobody can see you yet. Click the camera icon, and when I click on the camera, I keep freezing. So, okay, is it understanding?
Yours might be different than mine because I'm the host. Guys, someone else might be able to tell you.
Okay. Let me just keep clicking here. There's the chat, screen settings. Okay. Nope, I don't see anything, but I'll just go ahead and get started. There is an option to call in. Is that okay? You are nominated. Okay, let's see. Install. Okay, it's asking me to download the application or install the extension now. So you can share your screen for better. Okay, I'll try install. My apologies.
It's all right. It's technology.
I'm sorry. Okay, it's doing something. It's downloading something. Did you click on something? Did you press something so that I can share?
It said something about make presenter, so I pressed that again.
Okay, there we go. Okay. All right. Okay, it's giving me instructions. I apologize. Okay. Okay, I'll just go. I don't know how to do it. I do apologize.
Did we lose her? Does anybody see her?
No, not yet.
Yeah, I think she got kicked out. Hold on. Oh, there she is. Maybe it'll work now. There we go. Are you speaking, Danny? We were able to see her and not hear her. It is always computer. Always the computer. Well, while we're waiting, did anyone have any additional questions for me?
Hello, Dr. Alexander.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I was wondering if I could just ask one quick question while we're waiting.
Okay.
Okay. I just wanted to know a little bit about the curriculum that's being used at the school, the day-to-day curriculum that you guys are using, if you could talk about that a little bit.
Sure. So what grade is it? Because it depends.
Our son will be going to the 4th grade.
Okay. So for 4th grade, it's going to be a program called Summit. And the Summit program is going to be a program that is Christian-based. So basically, it's going to be math, English, science, social studies, all of the basics. Also, we have biblical Hebrew. I'm sorry, my mind is slipping on the program that is used for that one. But basically, Summit is the program. It is a newer program, but it's used and very successful. You can look it up online. I believe it's summit.org, but it's very successful, especially up in Alpharetta.
Okay. You said summit.org?
I believe. Let me just make sure before you quote me on that
one. Okay.
Yeah, summit.org. So you can look up summit.org. That is the curriculum we're using.
Okay. And how long, up until what grade will they, are you using this particular curriculum?
So Summit we will use until 6th grade. But I believe that they are extending it to 8th grade. They are in their 7th year. So they are working towards trying to extend it.
Okay. All righty. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome. Okay, so it looks like Ms. Hobson is having a little bit of difficulty. It looks like she cannot get her slides working. So what I'm going to do is ask her to go ahead and just put it in the not her email, her website in the chat for everyone, so that if they had any questions about the website or any information, that they can go ahead and see about the information, and maybe even send the presentation if she doesn't mind that as well, because we ran out of time. But if you guys have any questions or concerns, go ahead to ImmanuelPrep.com. There is an area that you can schedule a meeting with me. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you may have concerning the curriculum, anything that has to do with your kids' education. We are trying to see about pre-prepping for the school year with a summer program. There's just so many opportunities that we are trying to put in place. I just want to make sure that everyone has a chance to get to know what we are trying to do as a school. If you have any questions or concerns, go ahead and email me. If it's not something that you'd like to schedule a meeting for, just email me at aalexander@ImmanuelPrep.com. Again, I thank you guys for coming with the mighty strength of God. Thank you so much, and God bless.
Thank you. God bless you all.
Thank you so much.